Cyber attacks are rising fast and small to medium businesses are increasingly in the firing line. As threats grow more complex, protecting your systems isn't just smart, it's now essential. Joining us now is Irwin from Aegis Cyber Security. Good to see you. How much are cyber attacks costing small businesses right now? Let's talk hip pocket to start.
The average price at the moment for a small business attack is coming in around $49,600. That's on a smaller organisation, so a sub 50 seat business.
Yeah, wow, okay, so those are some big numbers already.
Their prices are going up on average about 8% per year. One of the challenges is that on average at the moment, there's one case logged with the Australian Cyber Security Centre every 6 minutes. And we also know that the majority of attacks aren't actually being logged with the organisation. So the rate of attack and rate of damage is far higher than what's reported.
Okay, so who's behind all of these attacks and who and what are they targeting exactly?
So the majority of the attacks, there's a few different classes. If you're playing in the big end of town, you're generally dealing with what's known as state-sponsored actors, but they aren't generally going to be hitting the small and medium business. The majority of attacks hitting the SMBs are coming from automated systems, from cybercrime groups, criminal gangs, things like that. What they're after is financial records, credit card statements, personally identifiable information of your staff, your clients, your own organization. What they're hoping to get is leverage. And that leverage comes by way of ransomware or data exfiltration. They know that you as a business owner are prepared to pay to be able to continue to operate your business tomorrow. That's what has value to them. If they can also extract, say, patient data, client records, your own staff's payment history or disciplinary actions, things like that, that's additional data they can monetize and leverage against them, against you, against your clients. It is all about maximizing their return on investment for the time they put in against you.
Okay, so a pretty bleak outline there, but what simple steps can small businesses take to protect themselves from all of that?
There's a couple of good options there. A great first thing you can do is train your staff. There's an organisation run by the federal government, sponsored by the federal government, called Cyber Wardens. You can do some free cybersecurity awareness training there. Takes about 10-15 minutes. Great program. The next thing you can do, there's a technology called multi-factor authentication. Apply it on everything that you can. It's a little inconvenient, but one of the strongest defenses you've got. Don't use the password in more than one location. Each password needs to be unique. Patch your computers. As you start to grow your business, you can start looking at more mature approaches towards what's referred to as cybersecurity governance, things like the SMB 1001 framework and standard, or things like ISO 27001. Also, speak to your tech team, your cyber team, and they can provide additional pointers of how you can actually address these risks and threats.
Yeah, I think IT teams and cybersecurity teams existing in silos is no longer the case anymore. There needs to be that active communication. Where else can
100%.
SMEs turn for guidance or support? Where would you recommend they sort of start to look, I suppose?
So that's a slightly more challenging question. You need to know where you are now. So running what's called a gap assessment, understanding what positions, what posture, what risks are present in your organization. You need to understand your current position. Some good resources out there. The Australian Cyber Security Centre has some amazing resources on what to do. There are various other tech news websites, tech blogs, things like that provide some really good foundational level information and skills of how you can improve your own posture and security. Even Googling something along the lines of 10 things I can do to improve the security in my business. It'll take you through the standard pointers, like instead of training, multi-factor, complex passwords, patch your devices, install a firewall. All the standard sort of things can help make you just a little bit harder, because the bad guys, the best analogy I've got is when you're on a savannah with a lion, you don't have to be faster than the lion, you've got to be faster than the person next to you. They are throwing mud at the wall to see what sticks, and if it sticks to your wall, it's because the person next to you has slightly better than what you have.
Yeah, very well said.
You've just got to keep slowly improving.
Luke, I'm curious, if people want to connect with you and the team, it sounds like you guys are quite across this. Who are you sort of expecting to knock on the door and get for help? Are you working with small to medium enterprise as well?
Yeah, I've specifically structured myself to work with SMEs or small and medium businesses. I partner with managed service providers. I'm doing work now for a couple of startup firms in various sectors to make sure they've got the right security controls in place. I've just finished doing some work for a very small charity in my local area, but I've also worked with large organizations. It's anyone who needs help, I'm happy to jump in and help them, because it is a growing risk that is becoming more and more severe. And as board members become aware of their obligations to assess and manage cybersecurity risk, those conversations are extending.
Yeah, well said. And Luke, I want to thank you for joining us on the program and giving us a timely reminder about two-factor authentication and everything else you've outlined for us today on the program. If people want to find out more, where's the best place to go?
They can find me as Luke Irwin on LinkedIn, or they can look me up on aegiscyber.com.au.
Good stuff from you, and again, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.